All right, here in the finals. Nice. We're going to keep it. Good hand. Let's get the turtle. Let's get Mr. Turtle. One mana, 1/4. Not too bad. Yes. Ah, mirror match. Well, I would trade my turtle for my opponent's sky skiff if I could. Well, there's a malfunction. I guess that could deal with the skiff if we need to. But right now I'm looking at Peafowl into Ambition. Staying protective, probably playing around removal. A lot of people have been playing around removal, I've noticed. So let's just play the Peafowl setup for a nice Ambition to actually find our impeccable timings. Could have attacked Turtle, but maybe I should have. Chances I feel like were pretty low that he would take it, but I guess it is possible. Alright, attacking with the Windrake. Blade Master, sure. So, there's a Sky Whale, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we want the Sky Whale now. Which means we even get to fly in with the Peafowl as well, which is cool. But opponent can attack or block with Skiff. Alright. Could attack anyway, but I'm actually just going to play a Sky Whale and pass. No plays, leaves up the mana. So I can actually play around impeccable timing with the Herald of the Fair. I can also Tezzeret's Ambition, so I've got some options here. I've also got Malfunction. I mean, I've got a lot of options. I kind of want to attack with the Longfin Sky Whale, though, and I feel like the chances are... My opponent could double block, too, by crewing the... But then they would need a combat trick. I mean, I can just Ambition here. I mean, opponent's missing land drop, so that is telling. I think we're actually just going to play Herald, buff the Sky Whale. And I think we're just going to get in with the Peafowl and the Sky Whale here. That way, if my opponent does have the impeccable timing, the Sky Whale is still... If they do double block, well, this is okay too, I guess. I guess it makes our Tezzeret's Ambition worse, doesn't it? I think it's still pretty good for us, actually. Maybe I wanted to sandbag the land for the Ambition, but I guess if I draw a land anyway. Or being able to Ambition plus play... Well, I guess I wouldn't be able to play a 2-drop too. Yeah, I probably should just sandbag that land. Well, ideally they just equip. Ah, I see, okay. This still works out pretty well for us. Alright, so I can ambition. I probably just want to, because that way I could draw an impeccable timing and use it. Alright, so we can... Yeah, I guess we're just ditching the land. And we'll get in with the Sky Whale and pass. Just a grip full of removal. No plays. Still missing the land drops. Okay, so let's... Seven lands, so I can play privileges, but I can't do all three of my white spells. I only have 2 white sources, so I guess we just malfunction the 3/4. I mean, technically we don't have to. I mean, I can also just malfunction revoke privileges. That's pretty good too. Why don't we just attack with... Well, I don't have lethal. I guess we'll do... Let's just do both. Let's just let him crew and we'll work it from there. I mean, I could have just malfunctioned the skiff, I guess. Okay, so they get to bounce, which is pretty bad news bears for us, but the opponent did just have like a quadrillion spells, so it kind of makes sense. So we'll privileges this. He probably gets the skiff online. And I guess I have to be willing to trade it for a Herald of the Fair, which I guess I'm willing to do. Ah, Skywheel of your own. Well, the good news is we've got the impeccable... Ooh, that was a slick draw. So I guess our opponent can equip up the Skywhale, but I'm willing to bust a double impeccable timing if I have to. But I guess a combat trick kind of blows us out a little bit, doesn't it? Alright, well, I kind of like seeing that. Well, I guess that makes it a little more difficult, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to pre-combat Crane, see if I can't find an artifact. We do. And get rid of 3 lands too, which is pretty nice. So, I suppose I just swing with the Sky Whale. All right. I think if my opponent had a trick, they would have played it there. So let's play the puzzle knot. And pass. Or at least if they had a 1-mana combat trick, I should say. Am I willing to trade my aerial responder? Yeah, I probably need to be. This thing can be a 3/4. So I guess we can swing with everything and see what happens. So we want to do the end of combat because we want to kill the Pioneer here. And if he has a bounce spell, although there is no 1-mana bounces there. Well, there, whatever. Or there is 1-mana bounce. This kind of sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck because I dealt a lot of damage to my opponent, but they drew a bunch of cards now, so they're going to be on the road to recovery, I guess. Which is going to make this a little bit harder. I mean, they do need to equip Cloud Blazer, but they'll still have plenty of mana. Oh, so they do have something, okay. Yeah, otherwise this doesn't make sense. So, can I play around something here? I guess that's a pretty major question. Yeah, this is a tough spot. So my opponent 100% has something, right? There's just no way that you wouldn't equip Cloud Blazer. So, is there anything I can do to protect Skywhale from an impeccable timing? I don't even think there's a card in my deck that protects it from that. Herald of the Fair would do it. Yeah, I really don't want to attack into this. I'm trying to think if there's any benefit to leaving it back, though. Like, what is this? I'm just going to hope that my opponent can't leave up 2 or 3 mana for the rest of the game. Seems like wishful thinking, doesn't it? But yeah, like I said, there's just... Otherwise, it just is completely nonsensical. My opponent only has 2 blockers, but they've got to have the removal here, right? I think my opponent's just going to reap some sweet, sweet card value here. If it's impeccable timing, they just drew it. I think we're attacking. See, the problem is I don't know how to play around it other than Herald of the Fair, which I only have 1 of left in my deck. I think I'm just going to attack. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but like I said, I don't have any buff spells in my deck. So I just don't see a good way to play around that. And it still stops our freighter. Like, unfortunately, it's just one of those things that's going to stop us. Like, I don't know how I don't know how I stopped the impeccable timing. Like, it was an obvious, it was very obvious impeccable timing. That's why I talked about it for 1,000 years. But I don't see a good reason to play around it there. Or if our deck had, like I said, if our deck had a buff spell, like we have the Herald of the Fair, like I said, but an actual buff spell that, you know, plays around it. Because our opponent could still trade with the Cloud Blazer and the Impeccable Timing. Okay, so we'll play the P-Foul here. Like, Impeccable Timing arguably is even more brutal, would have been even more brutal now. So I probably have to block. I don't even know if I can, though, can I? I guess I can't kill anything. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I guess we'll take 9 this turn. I don't really like it that much, though. Well, Meltdown's not good enough here, but it's not bad. So I think we're going to do it on the Freighter because it's got Trample. But I can't kill the Freighter. So I probably have to block the Mastodon now. So we're going to pre-combat the... Yeah, this is still fine. So we're going to pre-combat the Meltdown to make sure it resolves before blocks. Okay. And then we can go Turtle here, Crane here, chump the Mastodon. All right, so we'll construct. Impeccable Timing. Yeah, I probably need it to kill the Mastodon at some point. Because I don't even think I can race with the... my opponent bottomed, by the way, so... Not exactly sure. I mean, I could have not topped the Impeccable Timing, but... Not exactly sure what I'm hoping to draw now. Basically, what do I need to do? I guess I need to find some way to, I don't know, win over top. It doesn't seem possible. So I think I'm just going to eat the Mastodon. We'll block the Blade Master with the Turtle. So, oh, well, should I play around Prowess? I can't really afford to take 6. Ooh, it's a tough card to beat. Alright, looks like opponent got us pretty good here. So, They were mana screwed in the beginning, but we just took way too long to kill them. Way too long. And then they eventually found lands and outvalued us. But we're running pretty similar decks. I've actually had quite a bit of success in this format with blue-white. So apparently, opponents got bounce effects, at least in Aether Trade Winds, which is going to be pretty awesome against our... But I can bring in the Select for Inspection to get rid of their malfunction, which is kind of good, actually. So, I guess we're not dead, are we? I'd almost rather not show them the multiple impeccable timing, but that's all right. +3 pump spell. Too bad I don't have it in my deck. So, game 2, what do I want to do? I don't have anything really to deal with opposing flyers. Those creatures look pretty good. We're pretty comparable decks, like I said. So let's figure this out. Rebuff can counter the Serpent, but they played it pretty late there. Kind of want the Select, though. I think that does make sense. To get rid of the malfunction, I kind of like that. Could play my own goggles. Not sure what to get rid of. Maybe a Wingsmith. It's okay, though. But keep the curve low. I don't know if that's better or worse, actually. I feel like Trinketeer could do a lot in this matchup because our opponent didn't show us any hard removal other than the impeccable timing. It's a failed inspection. It's probably too slow. Alright, we'll just do this. Alright, we'll play first. Mulligan. This one we'll keep. Second Herald of the Fair. I'm actually kind of okay keeping this. I feel like Herald's going to at least trade with a lot of things. I guess the issue is, do I want to go Herald into Herald or Trinketeer into Herald? I'm actually not 100% on that. I guess because my opponent's got impeccable timing, I kind of want to do the Herald first, but... Ooh, well, new plan. So, yeah, I guess we'll just play a second Herald and pump the Responder and swing with both. Alright. These trades will work for me. Alright. I guess we'll swing with Herald. And then we'll play an Artisan. And I guess we'll make a Servo, because I'm going to play the Trinketeer at some point. Alright. Play the Trinketeer and pass. I feel like I've actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever gotten to play Cloud Blazer, which is weird because I've played a lot of blue-white, but yeah, I don't think I've ever played Cloud Blazer. Oddly. So it looks like the beginning of the end now. I guess last turn kind of looked like the beginning of the end too. So, can I afford? Yeah, let's just get Bash for 8 this turn. All right, guess we'll chump. Well, guess he didn't get flying to this, did he? All right. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed the draft. I had a good time. Did pretty good. Went 2-1. Impeccable Timing played well for us. Renegade Freighter, of course. The Sky Whale, of course. So I enjoyed it. Blue-White Flyers. There you have it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.